In this VR tour, you can click the white arrow button to move on. Click the blue button to take a close look at the mural. When the background music stops, please raise your hand and tell us. Now you are visiting the Cave 61. Before we start visiting the main part of Cave 61, please look at the mural around the corridor. You might see some paintings about the zodiac. According to Buddhist canons, this Buddha has brilliant light issued from every pore on his body, hence the epithet Buddha or Buddha of the blazing lights. His chief role is to eliminate disasters. Although the images of Buddha at Mogao Caves are painted primarily for religious purpose, they are often complemented by images of stars and star gods. The murals of Buddha on the south and north walls of the passageway of Cave 61 offer vivid visual representations of the 28 mansions in Chinese astronomy and the zodiac in Western astronomy. The blending of Chinese and Western astronomic themes attests to the specific value of the Dunhuang murals as an epitome of cultural integration between the East and the West. Buddha is depicted as sitting on a bullock cart with high wheels and moving forward escorted by the gods of the 9 luminous stars. 6 of these gods are identifiable as Venus, Mars, Saturn, the Moon, the Sun and Rahu. Since the bottom left of the original mural is damaged, the front of the bullock cart is invisible. Those figures dressed in the costumes of civil officials, standing amid clouds across the top of the painting, represent the 28 mansions. The signs of the zodiac are floating in the sky in the form of circular images. All the star gods are drifting across the blue sky with auspicious clouds under their feet, indicating that Buddha Tejaprabha is ready to eliminate disasters for sentient beings and give them blessings at all times. Okay, now please move on to the Hall of the Cave. Cave 61 was sponsored by the couple of Cao Yuanzhang, military governor of the Gui Yijun regime, as their family temple in the 10th century. Part of the murals were renovated in the Song dynasty. The Cao family is the sponsor of Cave 61. They are the Fanzhen in the Dunhuang region. The term Fanzhen literally means buffer town. It was a governmental system involving administration through regional governors, and refers to the strategic settlement of troops in locations along the empire's border areas. During the Tang dynasty, these settlements came under the control of provincial military commissioners, otherwise known as Jaidushi. During the late Tang period, it is prevalent of a breakaway of an occupation of territories by Fanzhen. Now please turn back and look at the mural near the door. There are also tens of donor figures of the Cao family and inscriptions preserved on the east, north and south walls. You can click the blue button in the left-hand side and have a close look at the portrait of these donors. This woman donor is from cotton. She is wearing cotton clothes. The Cao family marry her because it can build a stronger relationship with cotton. The Kingdom of Cotton was an ancient kingdom located on the branch of the Silk Road that ran along the southern edge of the Taklamakan Desert. Now please look up. You can see the motif depicts a multitude of Buddhas arranged in a grid fashion, all seated in meditation on a lotus pedestal. This is the Thousand Buddha motif, a recurrent theme in the Buddhist art of Central Asia and China. The Thousand Buddha motif had become a prevalent feature in the art of many cave temples in Gansu, China, and its popularity increased predominantly during the Northern Wei dynasty in northern China. The significance of the Thousand Buddha motif is varied. Some suggest that the pictorial representation originated from texts on the names of Buddhas and was meant to complement related chanting and meditation practices. Ultimately, the Thousand Buddha motif manifests a key teaching of Mahayana Buddhism. That is, all sentient beings equally have Buddha nature and can attain enlightenment. In the arts, devotees express such faith by replacing the names of the Buddhas with their own. The Thousand Buddha pattern adopts the traditional techniques and aesthetics from Dunhuang. Now please click on the white arrow button on the right and look at the deepest mural in this cave. This mural is Wutai Mountain, literally 5 Terrace Mountain, is one of the 4 most famous Buddhist sacred mountains in China, located in the northeastern part of Shan province. During the mid-Tang dynasty, Dunhuang was under Tibetan rule. Paintings depicting the landscape of Wutai Mountain were brought to the northwestern regions. Murals at Dunhuang began to take up this theme during the period when Dunhuang was governed by the Cao family. A huge mural depicting Wutai Mountain was painted in Cave 61. The original mural is 3.42 meters tall and 13.4 meters wide. It affords a glimpse of the temple designs of the late Tang and 5 dynasties periods. The highest peak in the painting is labeled as Summit of Middle Terrace. The other 4 peaks representing the East Terrace, South Terrace, West Terrace and North Terrace are also respectively labeled. This is the mural consists of the largest number of buildings among all murals at Dunhuang. It is also the largest surviving example of ancient topographic map in China. For example, in an inn, 2 men are depicted as unhusking grains in front of a house. One of them is holding onto the top rail of the husking machine while his feet are treadling the lever to unhusk the grains. Another man is adding grains to the machine. The design of this husking machine is basically the same as those still used in the traditional villages in the new territories of Hong Kong today. You can also see 2 men are greeting the guests outside the inn. The man in the front is cupping his hands to welcome the guests, while his attendant is standing behind him, holding a food tray in one hand and a wine bottle in the other. In the left-hand side of this mural, 2 men are pushing a grain mill outside the inn. This mural in Cave 61 shows a panorama view of Wutai Mountain. It presents a bird's eye view of the landscape stretching from Zhengzhou of the Hebei Circuit, present-day Jiangding County and Hebei to Da Fo Guangxi, Great Fo Guang Temple, up on Wutai Mountain. Da Fo Guangxi was built during the reign of Emperor Xiao I of the Northern Wei period, and reconstructed in the 11th year of the Dazhong reign of the Emperor Xuanzong of the Tang dynasty. The grand hall of this temple is still well preserved. As seen in the painting, the temple is in the form of a rectangular enclosure surrounded by verandas, with turrets at the 4 corners, a tower over the entrance gate, and a grand hall with double-eaved roof inside the precinct. The worshipping hall in the painting differs in form from the surviving single-storied and 7-bayed grand hall presently existing in the temple. This is probably the appearance of the temple prior to the catastrophic suppression of Buddhism that took place in the 5th year of the Huichang reign of the Tang dynasty. The landscape labeled as Summit of East Terrace on the upper part of the painting is interspersed with many small temples, straw huts and Buddhist sacred sites. Depicted in the center are the major temples represented by Da Fa Hua Si, Great Fa Hua Temple, so inscribed in the Kardach, and Da Fo Guang Si, Great Fo Guang Temple, so inscribed in the Kardach. The lower part consists of sceneries along the route extending from Zhenju of the Hebei Circuit to Wutai Mountain, portraying a great variety of travelers and shops along the route leading up to the mountains. The social scenario of the time is well reflected in the painting.